liveth.
Exactly. Yep.
For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law to her husband so long as he liveth.
Yep.
But if the husband be dead, she is loose from the law of her husband.
Right. Keep going.
So then, if while her husband liveth, she be married to another man, she shall be called an adulteress.
Right.
But if her husband be dead, she is free from that law.
Yeah, she can go find somebody else. Go on.
So that she is no adulteress, though she be married to another man. Wherefore, my brethren, you also become dead to the law by the body of Mashiach.
Exactly. So we become dead to the law because Yahushua put himself on the cross and died and simply died for us. So now we're under grace. So we don't have to actually look at the law and be saved by the law, because the law ain't going to save us. It's impossible for us to keep the law. And it's all due because we're in this society. Now, if we were to keep every single law, we would be put in jail right now. There's certain laws that go against Esau's laws. Okay? And let's just say that that was the case, that we could keep all the laws. We wouldn't continue in those laws because we're simply, our bodies are set up to go astray from the laws anyway. So we wouldn't be perfect in them.
What do you want it?
Just take, all right, take it off, please. I'll start again.
What was you trying to put on?
Now I'm going to start again. Now, yeah, I'm good. I've got it now.
So that's why the Lord is going to set up a new thing. And the new thing is going to be that the laws are going to be in our inward parts, in our hearts. Go on, brother.
Romans 8. This is Romans 8.
Because look what Paul had to go through. We're going to read what Paul went through in the flesh.
Romans
That's what
7.
we're going through.
4. Wherefore, my brethren, ye are also become dead to the law by the body of Mashiach, that ye should be married to another, even to him who is raised from the dead, that we should bring forth fruit unto the Most High. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sins, which were by the law,
Exactly.
did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death.
Exactly, yep.
But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead,
Yep.
wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of spirit.
Yeah, because like I said, Yahushua died on that cross. So being that he died on the cross, we're actually a part of the grace. And just to recap my train of thought, we no longer have to look to the letter of the law and keep that which is of the law. Like you have this Israelite group called the IUIC. They always say, keep the law, keep the law, keep the law, do this, do that. Now, are they saying the wrong thing? No, not necessarily. They're not saying anything wrong. But what they're missing is the fact that, and I mean, the brothers is doing, you know, because you got guys that are sincere in IUIC, and they pushing the truth. So kudos to them on that. But what they're missing is that we're not going to be saved by the law. We're going to be saved by the believing thereby of Yahushua. That's what we're going to be saved out of. You see? And being that that's the case, we're in grace. So we're going to use that grace period to retreat back to the word of the Lord and believe on him according to his word. Go on.
Verse 6. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead, wherein we were held, that we should serve in the newness of spirit, and not in the letter.
Like I was saying.
And not in the oldness of the letter.
Exactly. See?
What shall we say then? Is the law sin? God forbid. Nay, I had not known sin, but by the law. For I had known not lust, except the law had said, thou shalt not covet. But sin taketh occasion by the commandment, root in me all manner of conspicuous.
Your evil conspicuous.
Evil conspicuous. For without the law, sin was dead. For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died.
And anyone that would know about the law would be Paul, because Paul was a Pharisee. Now, a Pharisee is someone that specializes in the law. He was very well studied under the law. So he knows what he's talking about concerning the law. Go on.
For I was alive without the law once, but when the commandment came, sin revived, and I died. And the commandment which was And the commandment which was ordained to life I found to be unto death.
Yeah.
For sin taketh occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me.
Yeah.
Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy.
Right. Therefore, the commandment in the law is holy. It's clean. Going.
And just and good. Was then that which is good made death unto me? God forbid, but sin, that it might appear sin,
Right.
working death in me,
Exactly. Keep going.
that sin by the commandment might become exceedingly sinful. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold
Sold
under
under sin.
sin.
Keep going.
For that which I do, I allow not.
So now he's breaking down what it means to be in the flesh. It's what Paul experienced at the time. We're experiencing the same thing. We want to do right, but we have evil thoughts in our mind. Now, do we willfully have evil thoughts in our mind? Do we willfully go off? No. We naturally go off because our bodies are sanctioned to go off. You see? And this is why we need to be under the new covenant. So that when the Lord plants us in the position of power and set up the kingdom of heaven, we won't never go off in it. You understand? Because when the Israelites went off, astray from the Lord, that's when they went into slavery. This is why we're in slavery to this very day. This is why the so-called black, so-called Latin Native American Indians, which are the Israelites, are serving slavery to this very day. Okay? They don't have chains on them like they used to. But does that mean that we're going to be in the same situation? No. We're coming out of this situation. We're transferring to a new world. Okay? And the new world has already been set up already. Just by the men, the kingdom of heaven is already being set up. Because what does it also say in the scriptures? It says the kingdom cometh not with observation. Look there or look there. The kingdom of heaven is within the men of the Lord that have the truth. So the kingdom of heaven is already being set up. But we're gonna see the manifestation of the kingdom of heaven. Physically. But it all begins spiritually. Go on, brother.
For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would do, that I do not. But what I hate, that do I.
Right.
If then I do that which I would not, I consider unto the Lord that is good.
Right, so we can drop that. Get back Hebrews. We're going to get back to Hebrews, the 8th chapter. So Paul was pretty much explaining to you why we must need to be under the new covenant. Because if it was based on the letter of the law, we would fail miserably. But we're not under the law no more. We're under grace. The children of Israel are now under grace to repent from their sins.
Hebrews 8.
Which we are the children of Israel. Go on.
Hebrews 8 and 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been
Exactly. Had we
second.
had kept the laws and statutes and commandments in under the old covenant, then there would be no need for the new covenant. But there's a reason why we're gonna get into the new covenant. Go on.
For if the first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second. Verse 8, for finding fault with them, he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel,
Right.
and with the house of Judah.
And with the house of Judah. So the house of Israel and the house of Judah, Judah representing the southern kingdom, and Israel representing the northern kingdom, which is the Latino tribes today. Go on.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah.
Because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
Yeah.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Right, for this is the covenant that he will now make with the house of Israel. So we're going to read about what's within this new covenant. Let's read it.
After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their minds, and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor,
Yep.
and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me.
Right, it says for all shall know the Lord, because all of the Israelites, they're going to have the laws planted in their minds and their inward thoughts. So we're not going to have to come out here on these streets and preach to our people, look, know the Lord, repent, do this, do that. We don't have to do that anymore because all will know. All of Israel are going to know because all of us are going to be under the what? The new covenant, which it entails what we just read. Let's read it again.
Start from the beginning. Away from the beginning, or just the verse.
Just the verse, yeah. Just the verse.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their minds and write them in their hearts.
Yep.
And I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
Yep.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
From the least of Israel to the greatest of Israel, because all of Israel, they're not going to be on the same level in the kingdom. You're going to have kings, and then you're going to have the regular civilians, just like how you have it right now. In this empire, in this society that we're living in right now, you have regular Edomites, and you have the Edomites that are at the top, governing the world, setting the trends of the earth. Okay? But you always, every society had a hierarchy. And the hierarchy, they're going to definitely have the laws in the inner parts, and so are the regular civilians, but all will be blessed in the kingdom. Okay? What I mean by all, I'm talking about our people, children of Israel, the so-called Latinos to the so-called Negro. Okay? Go on, brother. And to those that are of the spectrum word sect, of course. Go on.
For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins, their iniquities.
And he was merciful unto their unrighteousness. That's why he sent his son that entered it. Let's get John 3 again. Let's get, you know what you want to get, the verse that we just read. He said, I've not come into the world to condemn the world, but to through my blood that the world might be saved. So we have to get that scripture again. And what world was that? According to Acts, the 5th chapter, it's talking about the children of Israel that he died on the cross for.
John 3 and 17. For the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Yep.
He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already.
Yep.
Because he have not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High.
Yeah, keep going.
And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world.
Which verse you read?
I'm reading verse 9, just coming on to verse 19.
No, get the one 18. Where it says, it's like, brother, get the one where it says that he's entered into the world, right? I think he may be going towards actually. It says, it's verse 17. It's verse 17. Yeah, that's what we left on. That's the one you was reading before.
For the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Yep.
He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai, which was the Son of the Most High Yahweh, he was sent into the world that the world might be saved through him. And that's talking about the elect. They're going to be saved out of the world of Israel. Now we're going to go back to what we had before. I believe he was in Hebrews 8 and 9.
Hebrews 8 and 9. Mm-hmm. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt.
Yeah. Because
they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. Mm-hmm. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my laws into their minds and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a power, and they shall be to me a people.
So we're going to be at one with the Creator, as we should have been from the beginning, when he has chosen us. Keep going.
And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, mm-hmm. and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
Yep.
For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities will I remember no more.
Now hold that. Actually, you're done with that actually. Get me Isaiah 60 verse 21, Baba Kusha. So it says, from the least to the greatest of Israel, all shall know the Lord, and the Lord will not remember their sins no more. Now, what does the word sin mean? The word sin simply means the transgression of the law. Now, who is given the law to sin? The children of Israel. So no other nation can sin besides us. So it's all about us. The Bible. Go on.
So Isaiah 60 and 21.
21, yeah.
Thy people also shall be all righteous. They shall inherit the land forever.
Right, they shall inherit the land forever. And that's exactly why they're going to inherit the land forever. Simply due to their righteousness. Because they're going to be under the what? The new covenant. Okay? So you're not going to have 2/3 of Israel being wicked and the 1/3 being righteous as you have right now. You're going to have all of us are going to be righteous under the influence of the wisdom and understanding of the Heavenly Father. And that wisdom is going to proliferate the whole entire planet. Even the other nations are going to get it with that. Okay? Now let's get Isaiah chapter 2. Because according to the book of Isaiah chapter 2, which this chapter or this prophecy is not taking place right now because you have a bunch of fraudsters proclaiming that they're Jews and they are not. But do lie. According to Revelations 3 and 9. Let's read that.
Okay, this is Isaiah 2. The word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord, Yahweh's house, shall be established in the top of the mountains.
Yep.
And shall be exalted above all the hills.
In other words, the hills is talking about the other nations. It's metaphoric. Go on.
And all nations shall flow unto it.
And all nations shall flow unto it. So it would make sense that they would know that they would be accustomed or privy to the law, because according to Isaiah the 60th chapter in the 20th verse, it says that all shall be righteous. So if all of Israel is going to be righteous, when another nation walks past an Israelite or walks in the midst of a congregation of Israel, they're going to know how to act. And most likely they're going to be getting the word from Zion. All right? So the wisdom, understanding, or the doctrine of the earth is going to be according, it's going to be biblical, which the Bible is mentioned. And when you go straight from the actual manuscript of the earth, this is what happens. You have all of this mess around the earth. Okay, you have oil spills, you have air pollution, you have all kind of things going on. That's why everyone's committing suicide, bugged out their mind, and got all kind of mental issues, because the world is under a state of confusion. Yeah, he just had to do that. He needed some attention. You know, and that's my point, man. That's why you got people like that, because they bugged out their mind. They got mental issues. He probably got a mental issue his damn self. Go on, brother. That's why you got to be careful what you say. You might just get it. It's probably a mental nutcase himself. Go on, bro. Read that.
Isaiah 2 and 2. Slakia. That the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
Right, it says all nations they shall flow unto it. That's what's going to happen. So all of Israel is going to be righteous in the kingdom of heaven. Of course, all of the other nations are going to be all righteous, because that's where the word is going to go forth out of. It's going to come out of Zion. Go on.
And many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh.
Right. Let us come up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh. Go on.
To the house of the power of Jacob. And he will teach us his ways.
Yeah, so we're not going to teach people the rap music, or this music, or that music. We're going to teach people the right way and how to conduct themselves, man. Because we're not just like these regular people out here carrying on with slackness. We're a very disciplined kind of people. As soon as we get done doing this, I'm going all the way back to the crib. I'm not going to party. I'm not going to do any other nonsense. Yeah, that's true though. Yeah, is everything all right? I'm all right.
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
And we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion.
Every Saturday.
For out of Zion shall go forth the law.
Yeah, out of Zion shall go forth the law. So that's what's going to happen in the next world. It's going to be all righteousness, man. It's going to be all righteousness. Because all will be, what is it, from the least to the greatest, all shall know the Lord. According to Isaiah 60 verse 20. All shall be righteous. So all of these righteous Israelite men, they're going to set the order on the earth. We're going to be the standard. Our ways are going to be the standard of the earth. So let's go on.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. And that's kind of happening right now, because the prophets of Jerusalem are coming out here in the midst of the highways, and they're bringing out this word. There's no Edomites bringing this word out. There's no Amalekites bringing this word out. There's no Ishmaelites bringing this word out. Okay, there's no other nation besides us. Go on.
And he shall judge among the nations.
But this is talking about in the kingdom. We're going to judge the nations accordingly to the law. Go on.
And shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares,
Yep.
and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation.
Because the reason why you have wars is all due to injustice. That's why you have wars and stuff like that. People or nations not getting their fair share. Or you may have a superior empire. They're not being fair with the minor empires of the world. And this is why you have all of this trouble going on amongst these different nations and countries. Confusion. So what's going to put all of the confusion to rest is that we have the people under the doctrine of righteousness, and other nations are going to be fair with other people. Okay? And that's going to pretty much settle all of the nonsense. And that's why the nations are not going to learn war anymore. So according to prophecy, if those people in the land of Israel are saying that they're the Jews returning back to Israel, all of us should be under the influence of their doctrine, Judaism. Okay? We should be doing the same thing that the Jewish people are doing, according to Isaiah chapter 2. You should be able to go to China and they're practicing Judaism. You should be able to go to India, they're practicing Judaism. You should be able to go to England and they're practicing Judaism. You should be able to go to America and they're practicing Judaism. But we don't see that happen right now. So they cannot be the people because this prophecy does not fit them. But when we get into the land, everybody's going to practice exactly what we're bringing forth out. Okay? What we see on this earth is most people are carrying on the slackness. Most people are more influenced under this pop culture. That's the standard of the world today, is pop culture. You got this you got this show that people watch nowadays. It's called Love Island. I can't sit down and watch that crap all day, man.
Anyway, so
you know, a person worth it that has got some sense, they're not gonna sit down and watch Love Island all freaking day. You ain't got time for that, man. Go on, brother. And that shit lowers your IQ too, that show. You know, trying to stifle the growth of people, man. That's why they put these stupid programs on. And keep you childish.
but it's Valentine's, isn't it?
Yeah, we don't give it
Is
that
it Valentine's
Day. No, it was on the 15th.
No, because I was watching the video and the brother said it Friday, innit?
14th, yeah. Friday.
Yeah, and we was talking about it before camp.
And Valentine's Day, that's a demonic.
We lost track with all that shit, you know what I mean? Yeah, but slack it, go on.
Yeah, can I just say something? People talk about Valentine's Day, but nobody's talking about 1 John 5 and 3. For this is love, that we keep the commandments of Most High,
Yep.
and His commandments not grievous.
Yep.
Nobody's mentioning 2 John 1 and 6, which says relatively the same thing, but they're talking about love. There ain't no love in this.
There's no love here, man. It's all fake. People don't love each other down here. People don't even love them damn selves. Let's read on that. Tell me about some damn love, man.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
Sneak the
Right, there's
picture,
business
sneak the
to do.
picture,
Take some
look.
pictures of it also.
Sneaking the picture.
Yeah, I don't really care. She can do whatever she wants with that.
That'd be a curse.
I don't care about it.
And their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation.
Right, nation shall not lift up sword against nation. And like I said, the reason why you have this war growing up is because of all of the confusion amongst the nations. And mainly the main empires that are ruling all these other nations, they're not being fair with them. You know, and then you have the IMF situation going on and everything like that. Which I'm not gonna go too deep into, but you brothers know what I'm talking about with that. And this is why you have people immigrating from one place to another place. There's protesting, there's rioting, there's all kind of confusion. Because the way that the world is being ruled is ruled unjustly. It's not being ruled in justification. So this is why you're going to have wars amongst the people. You're going to have revolts. But according to the precept, as we just read, when the real Jews are set up in Israel, which is what we are, all of that is going to be put to a stop. Simply put, go on.
And they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks.
And their spears into pruning hooks. Go on.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore.
Neither shall they learn war anymore. You see? So the whole idea of war will be a thing of the past when our kingdom is set up. Because everybody's going to know their order, their lot. You're not going to have a nation coming up out of nowhere and they want to rule amongst the nation of Israel. Oh no, everybody's going to know their place in their lot. We're going to make it very clear that this is where you fit in our world. You know, we're not going to lie to the people and say, well, you could become anything you want, and knowing damn well how society is constructed. When we know damn well this society is all based on oppression. And it's not even a racial thing anymore. What it all boils down to, if you're not a part of the rich background, or you're not a part of the fortunate families, you ain't making it. Okay? That's really the thing. You have to go to work or get on some kind of dole system or whatever the case may be. That's the reality. So this whole lie about, well, everybody's equal and all of this nonsense, that's just to lie to you, to give you this false sense of idea that you can do something, but you really can't do anything. Okay? But in our world, we're not going to lie to you. We're going to tell you where you belong. We're going to tell you, look, according to your nation, this is the part you're going to play. This is going to be your lot. We're going to make it clear to the people. Because you know, Jake, we're naturally straightforward. We shoot straight.
O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of the Lord.
Yeah.
Yahweh Sham Yahushai.
Yep. And the nations, they're not going to mind. They're not going to think ill of being a slave. They're going to want to be our slaves because they're going to benefit. They're also going to benefit to a certain degree. They're going to benefit off our kingdom. So they're not going to really care about, oh, you know, I want to be the top guy. They're not going to want to be the top guy at all. You know, and when you really check it out, most people, they just want basic necessities. Most people don't want to be rich. Most people don't want to be kings and all of that stuff. Only a few of us do. And that's what a few of us will be.
Therefore, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because thou be replenished from the east.
Yeah.
And the soothsayers like the Philistines, and they please themselves in the children of strangers. Their land is full of silver and of gold, neither is there any end of their treasures.
Right. And another thing that causes wars as well and confusion is the vibration coming out of these false gods. So that's all going to be put to the back burner. In our kingdom, we're not going to have no Muslim or no Christian. You're not going to have an Arabic person quoting precepts from the Quran and calling on the name of the Lord as Allah Akbar. That's not going to be heard in our courts. All right, that's going to be a thing of the past, like I've said. So let's read on. Let's continue.
Neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is full of horses. Neither is there any end of their chariots. Their land is also full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands.
Yeah.
That which their own fingers have made. And the mean man boweth down, and the great man humbleth himself. Therefore forgive them not.
In other words, those are the exalted and proud amongst the other nations. Forgive them not, because it's like, as it stands right now, Donald Trump refers himself to a king. Okay, so you already know what kind of mindset he got. He's got that pompous, prideful attitude. But that pompous pride attitude is going to bring him down low. He that exalteth himself shall be abased. He that is abased shall be exalted. And it happens that we're the abased right now. Going to be exalted. Going.
Enter into the rock. This is going into
that's going into something else. Come on. Yeah, go get me the scripture you had before, which was
you want it? I've got scriptures on my mind, but
come. Yeah, I'm just trying to remember what you was reading before. Yeah, Isaiah 60 verse 20.
Get back to that.
Come on.
Isaiah 60 verse 20.
Yeah.
Thy sun shall no more go down, neither shall the moon withdraw itself. For the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai shall be thy everlasting light.
Yeah, so what that means, the moon and the sun symbolizes the wisdom and understanding of the Heavenly Father. That's not going to go. That's going to always remain. Yeah, keep going.
For the Lord Yahweh shall be thy everlasting light, and the days of thy mourning
And the
shall
days
be
of
ended.
thy mourning shall be ended. Keep going.
Thy people also shall all be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, and branch of my planting.
Yeah, and they shall inherit the land forever. And that's what's going to keep them in the land. Because what withdrawn us from the land is our wickedness. Now what we can do is get Daniel 7, verse 23. And what kind of guys are these, man? I ain't seen these kind of Negroes before. With the robes on. That's how people are looking at us, man. I ain't seen these kind of black guys before. Who are these black guys?
I thought you were referencing to someone else.
No.
Daniel 7. And so like what was it, 7 and
It says an everlasting
23.
kingdom.
23, innit?
The everlasting kingdom, yes. It should be 23 or something like that.
23. And goes down to 18. The saints shall take the kingdom. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Daniel 7 and 22. Start 21. And I beheld in the same hall. That's 22. Until the Ancient of Days came, and the judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said. Is this the right one?
27. 527. Daniel 7 and 27.
I was.
Go to 27.
Yeah.
So that's it right there. That's it. Yeah, he's right.
Daniel 7 and 26. But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy unto the end. Verse 27. And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom.
Yeah.
And all dominion shall serve and obey him.
Yep.
Here too is the end of the matter. As for me, Daniel, my cogitations much troubled me, and my countenance changed with me, but I kept the matter in my heart.
Yeah, the point is the everlasting kingdom. Because the kingdom of heaven is going to be everlasting due to the children of Israel having those laws. You see? That's how it's going to be everlasting. According to Isaiah 60 verse 20. What did Isaiah say? He said, through the Spirit of the Lord, he said that we wouldn't be removed out of the land anymore. And that's only because we're going to be made righteous. All of Israel's going to be made righteous, from the least to the greatest, in his law. That's the core reason as to why. You know, so if you got a precept, you just bring that out.
This is Psalms 145 and 13. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations.
Right, and your dominion endureth for all generations. So the dominion that it's talking about is our dominion. Because during the time of, King David and King Solomon, they only ruled for a particular moment in time. Their time was limited, but our time of rulership is going to be unlimited. And that's all due because we're going to simply keep the law. So when we didn't keep the law, we went downhill. We went into the Babylonian captivity, went into the Persian and the Medo-Persian captivity, etc., etc. It all went on. All right? But now that we've returned back to the Lord and we understand entirely what it's all about, we're going to apply what it's all about, which is the laws and everything that's written in this book. And all of this is going to lead to our salvation. And when